Hi guys, I'm back again. I've been offline for a while, haven't I, again? I'm not even sure I'm going to post this, but I want to document it anyway, all the same. Um, a lot's gone on. There's a lot gone on that I can't talk about because although it's directed, although it's directed at me, it's not completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, I can't get my words out. It's not about me directly, do you know what I mean? It's not my stories to tell, but it's close to me, so that's been hard, very, very hard. And having to keep being positive through all of it has been hard because how I act ripples down onto the people it's happened to, do you get me? So sometimes we have to put our big girl pants on, don't we, and just pretend we're alright when we're not, and I haven't been alright. I've been, like, mentally I have, but I've just been struggling with my food really. So the time is 1:05 on a Sunday, and I've just, oh gosh, I'm an emotional eater, so when things happen, I go straight to food, and this is something now that I'm going to have to actively work on because I've actually put a stone on from me ideal weight, which my ideal weight was about 8 stone 4, wasn't it? So yeah, and I've managed to do that in the space of 4 weeks, I think. I'm not going to get into dates and times and stuff like that, but it's happened. The scales tell me it's happened. So you will all know that if you've watched me before this time, well, last July, started May with healthy eating, and by July I was running, I was there, I was no sugar, very limited sugar, 80-20 rule of my food, and everything was going great. You know, I was doing me YouTubes then? No, I wasn't, I'm on a little Diet Coke. You know, I was dead active, I've always been active, not like doing weights or stuff like that, but a lot of walking, always busy. And then come October I got ill, and I'm still ill. And if you know me, you know I've had my implants removed because they were leaking into my body, and they thought that was what was poisoning me, and I thought everything would go okay when I had them out in April, and it hasn't. No, it hasn't. So I've just had a CT scan about 3 weeks ago. They're about 4 weeks behind. That's because they have to test for everything. And my bloods are still all off. So when that CT scan comes back, they'll do my bloods again and see what's what. And if they have returned back to normal, the likelihood is I've got post-viral fatigue from getting a virus in October. And it's not really, well, it could be to do with the fact I've still got silicone left in my body. But one thing I do know is that my life's going to have to change, and I've been pushing against it and pushing against it and pushing against it and thinking I can do it, and I just crash, do you know what I mean? Because I don't listen to the warning signs when my body's telling me, you need to stop now, Janine, you need to stop now, Janine. So yeah, eating is a big thing because I can't go on eating like that. I can't begin to tell you what I ate yesterday, and I'm just punishing myself. That's what I'm doing. Partly because I don't feel I've got any control over what's happening outside, which normally I can fix, and I can't fix it. So it's like I'm punishing myself because for me, being slim and having nice clothes and all that is a massive part of my life. So I'm self-sabotaging, and I know that. However, I also know that I need to put my life into little chunks and slow down and not try and get everything done in a rush. I have a real big guilt complex about relaxing, sitting down, relaxing, because I feel I'm being lazy. And I have to separate the fact that I've got a viral illness that makes me very tired and sore from me actually being lazy, because I have to understand I'm not a lazy person, do you know what I mean? So I've done my Untold app this morning. Anyone that doesn't know, it's an app you can get on Apple, it's fantastic. And I've made some changes. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to post, and I don't know whether I'm even going to post this. I want to. But I've sat there this morning and I thought, you know, I need to make some changes. So you know, if there's anyone out there that has got a chronic illness, I'm hoping every day to get better, and that's what I keep telling myself every day. I'll get better. Well, I might get better, but in the here and now, I'm not doing myself any favours by just pushing myself, and then just I can't speak anymore. You know, I'm dribbling, my bones are aching, my fingers and hands itching like mad. You know, it's just awful. It really is. Anyone who's got a chronic illness will know. And then the more you push yourself, your body just crashes, and that's it. You can't do anything. So, yeah. Couple that with the fact that I'm in menopause and changing my pyjamas 5 times a night. I've tried everything and anything. I just don't know. But what I do know is that by eating sugar, it makes me sweat more. So it's got to stop. So I've made a little plan. Now, if you've got a chronic illness or you just get tired very easily, I mean, I think the NHS likes to put labels on things that they don't quite know what's happening, and I get that completely. Could it be that my body is still with the silicone in it, is thinking it's a foreign body and it's attacking my immune system? But I don't know, and I don't think I'll ever know, will I? But I have to make changes. So if you're one of these people, I just thought it might be a little bit helpful to come on and say what I've started to do. So I've started to plan my day of what I can do, rather than do it like I've got to get everything into one day. So I've given myself slots, which I think is quite good actually. Do you like my new chair? I've got rid of my table and chairs. So it was too heavy to clean under, and no one sat at it anyway. I certainly couldn't assist it because I couldn't move the bench. It was too heavy for me. So it's gone. I gave it to a neighbour who was very, very grateful. So pay it forward as we do. And I bought myself a new chair, a sitting chair, so I can look out the window, and it's got a footstool on it. The only thing is, Cece, my dog, thinks it belongs to her, so I have to keep kicking off it. Anyway, I know what I look like today. I look fabulous. I haven't even brushed my teeth, guys. I've just thought, no, gotta make changes, Janine, and this is me in my rarity, shall we say. So I stayed in bed this morning, even though I was waking up. I put my eye mask on and I stayed in bed, and then I got up, had a couple of cups of coffee, and then I sat there, did some Untold app, and sat there and made a plan. So I've given myself slots. So my Sunday plan, I've given myself slots. So change bed half an hour, hoover mop half an hour, get the washing out. Change bed half an hour, put wash on. So all into little slots. Now get the washing out. I've given myself the time to do that instead of rushing. And that's took me up to 12:30. Now the time is 12 minutes past 1. So I'm behind schedule, but that's okay. I'm having a rest. I need a rest. So, you know, if you're someone like this, maybe you could take a couple of tips from me. Or even if you're not, you just don't plan your time very well and try to condense everything into one day, then you could take some tips. And that's what I've done for Sunday. And I've planned in my food and everything, and when I'm going to bed. So I've got a plan, you know, something so simple that could be so effective. The next thing is to get a bath. You know, so normally I'd say it's raining now. It's going to rain all day today. I wouldn't walk, see if it was raining, because I think, well, I've had my bath and I might get my hair wet. Well, if I've got greasy hair tomorrow from the bath, who cares? Do you know what I mean? So I've done that. And I've done everything planned out like that. And I feel better for it, guys. And I know the stuff as I'm going along that I see that needs doing, but I can put them on my list for another day, can't I? So I don't burn myself out. So I've done tomorrow's as well. Right, and in that I've put when I get back in, instead of just getting out with Cece and walking, because what I normally do, I'll come in and have a rest from work, take her in the garden for a wee, and then have a rest, write me Tuesday's plans, because that's Mondays, and then I'll take her for a walk once I've had a rest. And then what I've done is put at the back of my book the jobs I've seen as I've been going around. So these are things that need doing that I can't do today. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about conserving your energy. Another thing I've done is that I've put loads of affirmations in the kitchen, and I'll show you in a bit, because this overeating has got to stop. Now, next week I've given myself a really strict week calorie wise, because I need to shock myself, and for some people that might not be the way, but for me it is. I've also cut myself some slack where instead of, having, like, I'll have a high protein chocolate bar every day, but instead I've given myself Saturday as a day off, but I've allowed the calories for it so I can use them, because I want to get this weight off. None of my clothes are going to fit me soon, do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I've done that and I feel more positive, and I'm having a rest. And what my Untold app said to me, just let me go and read it because I forgot. Just come in the kitchen with me. The washing machine's on, peeps. I can't do my YouTube with the food to the extreme that I used to do it anymore, because it knackers me out too much. So I've said, this is a good saying, flexible self-compassion. So it's allowing yourself that compassion to, if you can't do something, it's not because you're lazy, it's because you're being flexible. So I thought that was really good. I've put, but though, flexible self-compassion doesn't mean overeating. Being overweight will cause health issues. So yeah, so I've done that. I'm going to flip you around and show you what I've done. So I've put these out. Now, whether you agree with what I'm written on them is, I'm not really interested in. Some people might say, well, that's a bit far out, Janine. These are my ways, how I want to do things, and I'm certainly not telling anyone to follow my lead. Do you know what I mean? But I know that I need this bump up. I mean, you can see by my fridge, I'm an affirmation girl anyway. Sort of like the Thomas that when he was in the womb. That's my grandson. And then on here. And sometimes, see, there's me rota. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves just how wonderful we are, See there, be thankful for what I do. I'd be grateful for my lovely body. And I do feel that I am self-sabotaging myself by overeating, because I feel sad, so I'm punishing myself. So this is my little rota. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's good. So yeah, so that's where I'm at the moment. I do know that continue to go down like this, I don't think I'll get depressed, although I feel incredibly sad. Do you know what I mean? That I've had this hand dealt to me and I can't do the things I want to do. But I can change it, can't I? I can look and think, this is a different life now, a different path, Janine. And, by punishing yourself by overeating, I've got to put my big girl pants on, haven't I? And make a new path where I don't do as much. I tell you what I have done as well. I've switched off my steps on my phone, because on my watch, on my phone. I don't want to know. I've put myself that I'll do so many steps a day, with me walking to work and back to walk the bus stop. And I put myself, some days I'll only do 3,000 steps, but even if I do 4,000 steps a day, I still burn 1,500 calories. So, rather than setting myself these unrealistic targets that I can't achieve anymore, just can't do it. I've put on my little list, try a bit of exercise if I can. If I can't do it, I can't do it. I'm not that person from 12 months ago. And who knows, one day I might wake up and feel 100% better. But I can't keep living my life as though that's going to happen tomorrow, because at this moment in time, it's not. And I'm always spouting to people, live in the present. Well, I need to practice what I preach. What else have I done? I've switched the sleep off on my phone and my watch as well, because it was telling me, how much core sleep I'd had, how much deep sleep I'd had, how many times I'd been awake. you know, how many hours I've had. I don't need to know. I know when I've only had 5 hours sleep, I can bloody feel it. But that's the menopause for you, isn't it? Now they say these sweats could be associated with what's happening to me, but we don't know. I've only been on HRT 4 weeks. We have to leave it a little bit longer. Have they got a bit better? Some nights yes, some nights no. But again, could be all the sugar I'm eating. You know, I'm just kidding myself by going, well, I'm not eating sugar. I am, because it's hidden in the foods that I'm eating. So I've cut myself some slack in some ways, and I've been a bit more stricter with myself in others. You know, living with a post-viral illness isn't great, but I know that me being overweight is not going to be great for me either. So I have to do some accepting, don't I? Accept this is the hand I've been dealt for the time being, and put practices in place to actually make it better. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, live in the present moment, because where I am in the present moment. So I've got my little jobs for today, and I've done my little jobs for tomorrow, and hopefully by having that structure, I will be able to be less tired, feel less guilty, and just be more positive about what's happening to me. Because as you know, I am a positive person, but I have really struggled over these past 4 weeks. You know, I've tried to come on, but I haven't been able to, because I haven't got the energy. It takes a lot of energy to do a meal and to, you know, to put the video on. It's easy. I know. It's too much for me. So, you know, I'll tell you what I've had to eat. If I come on, I might come on every day. Gosh. But this is what it's like. She thinks it's her seat, guys. It's not yours, it's mummy's. She's got it home, but she just wants it. But yeah, I'll play it by ear. And I know some people watch me. I don't have a lot of followers, but you know, I know that there's a few regulars, and you know, I just wanted to come on and say hello. Now, I put this little one, absolute godsend. I'd be lost without her, absolutely lost. This morning when I was changing the bed, and she's there, and I'm talking to her and saying, you're giving your mum some support, you're being mummy's cheerleader. And she is my biggest cheerleader. She can't do anything because her paws don't allow it, but she's always with me and by my side, aren't you? Hey? Anyway, guys, that's it for now. And you know, always make sure that you look after yourself, take care of yourself, you love yourself, and you be kind to yourself. And you know, sometimes in life we lose sight, don't we, that we are important, we matter, you know, and it's all about loving yourself. And just, if you feel yourself doing something, then, you know, look as to why you're doing that. And it's hard, isn't it, self-reflection. But I just know, like last night I ate 4 crunchies I ate. I'm always going to be honest with you guys. Then I had a crisp butty, and then the Untold app said, you know, basically it's because you've got things going on that you can normally fix that you can't. So, because I'm feeling bad, and it's old past habits, you know, we all know I used to overeat and I had an issue with food, and that doesn't go away, does it? It's always there, as you can see. It's reared its ugly head again, hasn't it? But I know I can change it. But I do like doing my YouTubes, and I do like coming on. So come on, I will. If you're watching, then thanks for listening, and I'll try and post as much as I can. Hopefully I won't be in pajamas next time. But that's the way it is. That's life, isn't it? You know, it's just real life, isn't it? And that's what you're going to get from me. So I'll try and tell you what I eat. But if I don't, then it's just because I just didn't have the time or the energy to film it. And as I say, I need to just do what's right for me at this moment in time. And if that's coming on and doing the odd post, then I'm being honest and real, then it'll help someone, won't it? Because I'm sure there's people like me with an illness or struggling with food or just anything. I'm rambling. So we're going now, aren't we? At CC's washing, and I'm gonna go and get my bath, and then I'm gonna walk my little poochie. But yeah, take care of yourself, guys, and always try and, if you're being a bit mean or hard on yourself, just write something down, or a little affirmation, or just, remind yourself of how wonderful you are. Have a good day. Lots of love. Bye bye.